my friend. My goodness, how the time has gotten away from me. Welcome back to another stream. Let's hope this still works. Hello! Was it me or is that music really loud? I think that music might be really loud. Oh, I also... Hold on. I think I turned me down a little bit recently. That's probably better. There we go. The bars look better, so I'm going to assume that that's maybe a little better. Welcome back to another Work in Progress Wednesday. And welcome back to an almost completely new Spirit City Lo-Fi sessions. They had a new paid DLC that dropped this week, 2 days ago, I believe, on Monday. And we are now on a train. And let me tell you how excited I am to have new shit to decorate. And there's 11 new little guys to collect. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this little man. He's sleeping. As the train conductor. I did my best to make it look sort of Animal Crossing-esque. Not a whole lot of modern Animal Crossing people maybe know. Like if your only Animal Crossing was New Horizons Animal Crossing, you probably don't know, but like one of my original Animal Crossings, I'm pretty sure Wild World had an introduction on a train car, and you talk to a cat whose name I forget. Is it Bob? No.
An R.
It's Rover. That's the one. It looks like it might have been Wild World and New Leaf that started with the train. But it's cute. It's a cute game. And this is also a cute game. And we've got cute little guys. There's a bunch of different activities we can do. Adorable. There's also, hold on. Exterior of the train. Look at this little man and his tiny book. Look at this little man. Oh, I love it so much. It's so fucking cute. Anyways, great game. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I've only caught, this is the first of the new spirits that I've caught, and I'm not gonna worry about doing any of that over stream, because it can get kind of mechanically annoying, and I like to keep the look samey, so that maybe I could ostensibly focus on working on a work in progress. But yeah, new stuff, new digs, fun times. No. As you may not be surprised to learn, I have no idea what I'm working on today. So it might just be another one of those, like, talk out of my ass kind of work in progress Wednesdays. Which is fine. I'm here for the vibes, you know? Oh, you got your penguin! Monkey's being a menace, as always, so you will probably hear her in the background. If you want me to throw the penguin, you've got to bring it to me. Bring me the ball! You're so pitiful. Bring it here! Yeah. Give it to me! Damn. Oh well. I've corded headphones, so I can't go chasing the dog all around the room during stream. Maybe someday. I'm so excited about the train DLC. Like, I'm not much of a train guy, other than, like, wishing for better public transportation in the United States of America kind of train guy. But it's such a vibe. What am I gonna work on today? We should at least pull up some like prompt list or something, right? Oh, I could talk about, I heard a rumor that the Hades 2 1.0 release was gonna be out this is before the end of this year. And I don't know where that's coming from, other than Dodger. Where am I? Let's see if there's anything on the... Because I haven't seen anything from their Steam page. We're in Early Access Patch 11. Ooh. The first sentence of Early Access Patch 11 says, "What we said our prior patch would be likely our last before our 1.0 launch. Fates would have it, there's indeed one more." Shit, dude, that was in July. Are we gonna play Hades 2 on stream? I haven't played Hades 2, let me tell you. I bought Hades 2. Like when they announced it. When it went into early release, early access, I bought it. Way back when there was still like placeholder sprites for some of the characters because they didn't have the art finished, is when I had Hades 2. And I've had it the whole time. I haven't been playing it the whole time because I have become one of those people who, you know, first of all, I've got a lot of games to play. If you're new here, hi, hello, I have almost 700 games in my Steam library. So sometimes I do like an early access game, and we do support early access games here. However, I can't guarantee that I'm going to play through the entirety of your early access game before it's like done. And I think that's reasonable. But once we hit that 1.0 release, I'm probably gonna play it on stream. I'm thinking about it. And that's exciting. I played the shit out of Hades 1, man. First of all, I have been, will be, forever a Greek mythology person. I'm a mythology person in general, obviously. As a writer, I think most writers have like a myth and legend obsession, you know? And I am not immune to the Greek mythology propaganda. Played the shit out of the first one. I didn't like 100% it, obviously, because I'm not the person who likes to really like have my ass kicked over video games, and Hades 1 will kick your ass. Especially at some of those higher they didn't call them ascensions, but there was like modifiers that you could put on a run to make it harder on yourself. And it'll kick your ass. But I did reach the end of the story, question mark? I guess this is the time to say spoilers for Hades 1. Mute the video or skip ahead a couple of minutes if you don't want to hear this. But the whole story of Hades 1 is you play as Zagreus, who is trying to escape from Hades. Mostly because his father, the titular Hades, is a dick. But also because his mother, Persephone, is like gone, and he wants to find out like where she is, why she left him in the care of his asshole dad. So that's the whole bit. You rise from it's Tartarus, Asphodel, Elysium, and then you have to have a final fight with Hades, and then you can like go see your mom for a couple of minutes before your body that is only used to hell like fucking dies from being on the surface for too long. It's really dramatic. But at the end of the game, like the point where the credits roll is when you have reached Persephone enough times to where she returns to Hades with you. And that was it was a good story. It was a good plot beat. We love a Hades and Persephone number, obviously. And I had fun with it. This new game is about, and I butcher her name. I say her name differently every single time I say it. I believe it's Melinoe. It's either Melinoe or Melinoe, and I feel like you gotta like take it in one breath. Melinoe is another child of Hades and Persephone, who is being raised by Hecate, triple goddess of witchcraft and shit. And something has happened. This is like post Hades 1. It's a sequel, obviously, but like a more direct sequel. Post Hades 1, something has happened to supposedly Hades, Persephone, and Zagreus, and now Melinoe has to like go save them? ? I don't know much about the story going into this one, but that's what I gathered from my brief time in the early access build. We'll have to figure all that out as we play through it. I just go with Melanie. Melody is so good. It's giving big, biblically accurate names. This is my man Balthazar and his wife Jessica. Is this Hades and Persephone and their son and their kids Zagreus and Melanie? Honestly, I might end up calling her Melanie. Either on accident or on purpose. But it is Melinoe is how you spell it. So it's like, I don't know what to stress. Is it Melinoe? Is it Melinoe? Melinoe? And it's been a while since I played the early access build. Like, Hecate refers to her by name. So there's a way that they say it in game that is probably correct. However, I'm stupid. Okay. I'm dyslexic? ? Is that better? Anyways, that's coming up. I'm excited about that. I don't know when. And we also haven't gotten any more, fuck. If Hades 2 and Slay the Spire 2 come out before the end of this year, I'm gonna be so lost in the fucking sauce, guys. I'm already playing like Overwatch 2 and Final Fantasy 14 is like a lot. Silksong is coming out. I don't know how much I'm gonna actually do Silksong. I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna buy Silksong. I want to buy Silksong to support the devs, and I did play the original Hollow Knight, but boy am I bad at Hollow Knight, guys. I'm so... It's a great game, but it's a little too Soulsborne for me. In terms of like being absolutely unrepentantly a pain in the ass. So I don't think when Silksong comes out, I will not be the one to play it on stream. Regardless of if I get it, I will not be the one to play it on stream. However, Hades 2 and Slay the Spire 2 are definitely shit I would buy and play on stream. Oh, by the way, while we're here, with the new train update to Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions, they are also launching their new partnership with Lo-Fi Girl. So the new music is all Lo-Fi Girl music. And she's cute, and I love her. And I have been promised by the Spirit City Lo-Fi Session devs that all of this music is streamable and will not get me absolutely destroyed by copyright law. And I'm taking their word for it. For now, we're going to be doing Lo-Fi Girl music for this one. However, apparently they got a lot of, not backlash, but a lot of like complaints from people. So they do still have like the original like Homework Radio music that I have confirmed is pretty much copyright free. And the Homework Radio music is only going to be available for another 3 years. So I guess in 3 years, when I'm still doing Work in Progress Wednesdays, we'll have to find something else to listen to. But for now, ooh. Oh no, not the web music browser. Oh no, please. I didn't mean to do that. We're fine. I thought that back button was to like back out of the thing, but it's like a left and right key. That's fine. Mikey, where's your ball? If you're gonna be annoying, I'm gonna have to kick you out, Dinky. What if I wave this What if I wave this paper bag at you? You gonna be mad about it? You gonna get spooked? You did it! Ooh! Ooh, they're so cute! Oh, the little icing drizzle is very good.
Like it?
Yes. I love it. Yeah, it looks great. My lovely girlfriend is big into the Make It Miniverse stuff, which is like little like put together crafts with like resin and stuff. And she's been working on they have a Hello Kitty set with it's Hello Kitty and Friends, and she was working on this cake with it's Kuromi and My Melody on top, being very cute together, and she did a great job on it. I'm proud of you. You did the work in progress for the Work in Progress Wednesday. She's done it for me, so I don't have to do anything now. No, I'm kidding. It's so cute though. I love it. You always do a great job on those things. Yes. I love you, bitch.
Also, I forgot.
Oh, the little table with their faces on it. That's cute. Oh, and it comes with a little, like, cake spatula serving thing. That's also, like, dichromatic, cut in half with, like, the purple and pink on the side. It's so cute. It's all so cute. I love the little guys. And Mikey, you cannot eat it. Where's your ball? Hey, where's your ball? Pinky? Oh, it's right there. I see it. What if I got it? What if I'm gonna get it? What if I'm gonna get it? Oh, is that like a tablecloth?
Yeah.
That's cute. Friggin'. Careful. Oh, fuck. Are you?
That was my stylus.
Oh, is your stylus?
It popped out.
Are
and
you
went
good?
flying. No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, there's Sprung. Sprungus, do you want to say hi to the stream? I know you don't. She's... I have her in my arms, and her neck is craned to look at her mother. But she's so pathetic and pitiful. Oh, she my pathetic and pitiful squirm. Oh, Mikey, how do you feel about Greek mythology? Do you know anything about Melanoe? I do believe she's actually, so in Greek mythology there is a series of myths concerning the figure of Zagreus and how it's kind of Dionysus, but like maybe a separate guy. And there is a joke in the original Hades 1 about that, actually. he kind of fucks with Orpheus, who is also in Hades. He kind of fucks with Orpheus into like making him believe that they're both the same person. And Orpheus, as the local, you know, like crazy proficient bard, is going to be the one spreading those tales about him, ostensibly. So it was a good bit. I think Melinoe is also like an actual person from Greek mythology. But I do not know much about her. I don't remember if I looked it up initially. When I heard that Hades 2 was going to be about Melinoe. I'm messing with this Grungus. Oh my goodness. You hear those snurks? Mikey, do you want to snurk for the mic? Oh my goodness. That's more mouth sounds than I wanted. I want your little snurks. Give me a little snurk. Alright, fine. I don't know if that even picked up, but... You snurking? You little snurk? Oh. Goodness, okay. Alright. You do the big sigh? You do the big sigh? Alright, Mikey, if you're gonna be a butthole, I'm gonna explain Greek mythology to you. Ooh, cute! Yeah. That had to have been, yeah.
The other day, player
Human bluff?
bluff. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was gonna tell my brother Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, the card game
Yeah,
where you
yeah,
have to, yeah.
And I was like, "You're too much."
Yeah.
To invite my family
Truly.
into the stream, so
Talking about smashing or passing the bombardier.
yeah.
Good game though.
My mom asked if he told my nephew.
Oh yeah.
I was like, She was like, oh.
Like, look.
Well, he's a good kid. And like, he's 12. And
Yeah.
I get it.
The kid's in middle school. It would probably be fine. However, this is labeled as a mature stream for a reason.
He doesn't need to hear Aunt Joe talking about, like, give me those nuts, baby. Like, he doesn't need to hear.
Put your nuts in my mouth.
That's not what I want from him.
No. And that's fair. That's fair and valid.
I'm a good aunt.
And this is exactly why, you know, you label the stream as mature so that if kids deliberately disobey, it's their problem, not mine.
I don't know if that's, well, okay.
I mean, it's kind of it. Like, you also label the stream as mature to, like, stay out of the search engines of the children, hopefully. So hopefully, you know, if your nephew were to YouTube Geek, I probably wouldn't show up in the search results.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm a nobody.
Well,
But also because I label the YouTube channel as mature as well. But I don't think it's, well, YouTube might be different. On Twitch, it just gives you like a notification. Like if you click onto a mature stream, it's very like archive of our own of them to just put up like a screen before the stream starts to be like, hey, this is for mature audiences, and then you have to be like, okay. Hello, Wolfgrave. I also like trains. Isn't it cool? This is a new train DLC. Paid train DLC for the Spirit City game. And I got it for a good deal, honestly. It retails at like $8, I think, for the DLC. And I got it for like $6 something. Oh my god, I was gonna say that is a bot. That's so funny. Take your time. I could also try to swing the hammer, but it's harder to do from Mix It Up. You're already doing your job, babe. Mikey, what's happening? I don't want the best viewers, I want shit viewers. Honestly, Wolfgrave, truly. I need an even mix of people who are like chill and complimentary, and people who are like gonna point out like the mistakes I make on stream. You know what I mean? We're here for the highs and the lows. Top quality and trash goblins, truly, yeah. Do you need help, babe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's time to find out. I'm actually really curious as to whether or not I can do it from mobile. Let me see. Yes, Mikey, I know. I know you're being pitiful and pathetic. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Manager. Band. So on mobile, for those who are not aware, if you have mod privileges, I clicked on their, I tapped on their name, their username, and then there's an option to ban. Unfortunately, in that spectrum, I'm with Switch. I love that for you, Wolfgrave. This is why I appreciate you being here. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Ooh, on sale for my wish list. Wolfgrave, how do you feel about Hades 2? You're going to a Nine Inch Nails concert? Hell yeah. Have fun. Hades, the video game, / Hades 2, the video game that's coming out. I've heard tell that Hades 2 is getting a 1.0 release before the end of the year. And I was being excited about it earlier. You feel positive feelings about those titles? Valid. So do I. If and when Hades 2 gets a 1.0 release, I will probably be playing it at least a little bit on stream. I'll probably be playing it also a lot of bit off stream. You're so sharp. Hades nuts, got it. Of course. I deserve that one, honestly.
Do you?
I mean, I did walk right into it. As I do frequently with D's nuts. Mikey Pearl. Mikey, Mikey. Mikey's being put in air jail because she's bothering her mother while she's working. Which is severely limiting my ability to work on anything at the moment. However, I'm usually indecisive on that front anyways, so I'm happy to hold this ground. I did put her in air jail. She's in my arms now. I'm being a scrung. Ma'am?
Is that a fart?
No, it was a growl.
Oh.
What are you growling at? Do you need to go investigate? Do you need to? Okay. Alright. Go investigate. Sorry about that. That was probably closer to the mic than we're used to. I think she heard something. There were people outside earlier and she was being very concerned about it. But also we've got a lot of the windows open on the house right now, and sometimes you just sometimes you'll just hear street noise and she gets to assume she gets concerned. Bold of you to assume that's not my favorite part of every stream. Fair, but I'm trying not to blow your ears out with it, you know? What's your deal? My goodness. Beefo, no. No emotes in chat. No emotes in chat. There it is. What was I going to do? You ever have a moment? I have this all the time. You walk into a room where you pick up your phone to like do something, and then it just out of my ears, gone. Memory? None. I have the memory of mayonnaise. Oh, that's what I was going to check the Discord notifications. I'm pretty sure it's just the plug, but I wanted to make sure. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ma'am, don't make me put you in air jail again. I'll do it. We could talk about mythology today, since we already got on the subject with Hades. Because as a writer, I find the concept of mythology fascinating. As a writer and world builder, I frequently try to find ways to incorporate like natural storytelling into my pre-told stories, you know? And how things surface from the past, and like how some things must have been important if people had them written down, ostensibly. Like that, I like mythology when it's stupid most of all. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like how, is it the Epic of Gilgamesh that we have so, like, mostly complete because it was used as, like, writing practice for scribes back in the day, is what people assume? Like when Thor had to dress as a bride to get Mjolnir back? Oh, what a good bit. It's a great bit, even. I have heard of that one. Between Thor having to dress as a bride to get Mjolnir back and Loki masquerading as a mare to protect Asgard, in air quotes, Norse mythology really gets into some like extra silly shit. Yep. Loki got horse fucked because of construction quotes. Yeah, I believe in the original myth, the guy in question, who the construction quotes in question, was to like build a wall around Asgard or something, and he wanted like X amount of money, and they didn't want to pay for it. It wasn't a matter of they didn't have money to pay for it, they didn't want to pay for it. So they they made Loki distract him, and he distracted the man stallion. Yeah. Dick birth is such an awful thing. I mean, Loki wouldn't have to give dick birth. He was a mare at the time. He could give regular birth. And I do believe mythologically he gave his now then son, Sleipnir, as a present to Odin? Thank you. Dwarves quoted X gold in Y time. Elves quoted half as much gold but twice the time. Yeah, that tracks. Well, you gotta bring math into my mythology, man. It's not called mathology. And some dude with a horse was like, I'll do it in a week. If I can't, I'll pay the dwarves. Mythology's so wild. Oh, that's right, he wanted Freya as a bride. And wasn't Freya already married to Thor? And they made the deal, and then Thor, that's right, they made the deal, and Thor was like, this absolutely cannot happen. Sif married Thor. Sif married Thor? No, you're right. Did Freya marry somebody? Or is Freya related in some way? Freya was a free agent at the time. Hmm. Freya was Frey's system and in some accounts was married to Odin, but only sometimes. Well, weirder things have happened to Norse mythology than a sometimes marriage. And she also gets first pick of the dead over Odin. I think I remember that, because she's... Yeah. Because Odin, half of the dead go to Odin's Hall, Valhalla, and half of them go to Folkvanger, which is Freya's area of expertise. Gesundheit, literally. Let me just... I'm gonna butcher all of these words, but I just want you to, I just want to read you part of the opening paragraph of the Wikipedia page for Freya. If you're not a person who has been in dipped your toes into Norse mythology a little bit, or just like the Nordic languages, it's a wild ride. In Norse mythology, Freya, which is Old Norse for the lady, which is hilarious, is a goddess associated with love, beauty, fertility, sex, war, gold, and, I'm gonna fuck this up, Seeder, which is parentheses, magic for seeding and influencing the future, a wild sentence. Freya is the owner of the necklace Brisingamen, rides a chariot pulled by 2 cats, is accompanied by the boar Hildisvini, and possesses a cloak of falcon feathers to allow her to shift into a falcon hammer. By her husband, Oder, she is the mother of 2 daughters, Hnoss and Gersimi, along with a twin brother Freyr, her father, God, Njordir, and her mother, who is just unnamed, but is apparently Njordir's sister. She's a member of the Vanir. Yes. Shit, isn't that where Castiel ended up? That is such a good bit. Yeah, Njordir was the king of the Vanir, which are gods of nature, and the Aesir are gods of humanity. That tracks. Is Brisingamen the one? Was Brisingamen the necklace that was like stolen? Or they like sold it and had to go undercover to get it back? God, I can't read fucking any of these names. Yes. No. In a poetic Edda poem, the king of the Jotnar. steals Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Freya lends Loki her falcon cloak to search for it. Upon returning, Loki tells Freya that guy whose name I can't pronounce has hidden the hammer and demanded to marry her in return. This is such a, like, I love a good, like, reoccurring motif in storytelling and also in, specifically in mythologies, of, like, specifically shit like this where, like, everyone wants to bang Freya so bad. Like, 80% of the mythology that we know about Norse mythology, like, 20% of it is about Odin and all the fucked up things that Odin did, and then the other 80% is, what if I make this threat to have sex with this lady? What if? Ah yes, Thor later borrows Brisingamen when he dresses up as Freya to go to a wedding. He like poses as Freya. He like fakes this wedding and wears her necklace. I remember that. It always goes so badly. It always goes so badly. I love mythological shit like that. I love story shit like that. It's really just like a reoccurring joke. And in mythology, it's especially funny to me because it was definitely like a reoccurring bit that happened in the past that everybody was really into. And I find that amazing. Gosh. I often ponder, because as I world build a lot, you need fashion advice for your concert, and my lovely girlfriend offers fursuit, babe. First of all, yeah, first of all, you will die of heat stroke. Second of all, don't. There's so much money to go to a Nine Inch Nails concert. Should I wear the skirt that has an edgy skeleton that says, I put the gay and dyslexic? Or the one that has 3 gorillas that say, born to shit, forced to wipe? God. Both of those are such good vibes. I think I also like, I think it's more the Nine Inch Nails vibe of the edgy skeleton that says, I put the gay and dyslexic. Have you guys heard that bit where, fucking, what's his face? Who's the Nine Inch Nails guy? Reznor? Trent Reznor? Have you heard the bit where Trent Reznor insists that, that really horny song is not horny? Closer? No.
Closer?
Closer?
Closer.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
He insists closer, like, isn't...
Get me closer to God, yeah.
Isn't horny? And everyone's like, sure, Trent.
The one that starts, I wanna fuck you like an animal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Not horny, Trent?
It doesn't start with that. Wolf Greeting has been a murder.
Yes. No. Wolfgrave says, wait, he insists the song that says, I want to fuck you like an animal 50 times isn't horny? He does. I'm gonna fucking look it up. He's been on interview saying it's not. It's not about, it's not a sex thing. It's not a sex song. I want to see if the fucking wiki page has it. Cover versions, references. I don't know. The secret lyrics are all through the forest, above the trees, within my stomach, scraped off my knees. I drink honey inside your hive, you are the reason I stay alive, but it's for sure about heroin. Like, okay, look. Here's the kind of death of the author thing that people don't understand. It can still be about heroin and be a horny song. Lyrically, Closer, this is from the Wikipedia page. Lyrically, Closer is a song about self-hatred and obsession. To Reznor's dismay, the song was widely misinterpreted as a lust anthem due to its chorus, which famously includes the lines, "I wanna fuck you like an animal, I wanna feel you from the inside." Oh my god, that's right, this is the whole thing. So, in 2003, VH1 ranked the song as number 93 in its countdown of 100 greatest songs in the past 25 years, and the song was ranked as number 2 on AOL's 69 sexiest songs of all time due to the explicit frankness of the chorus. First of all, nice. Second of all, Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee said of the song, quote, "Come on dude, I wanna fuck you like an animal, that's the all-time fuck song. Those are pure fuck beats. Trent Reznor knew what he was doing. You could fuck to it, you could dance to it, you could break shit to it." And he's so right. He's so right. Anyways. It's wild. I do enjoy Nine Inch Nails. I'm not a frequent listener of Nine Inch Nails, I don't think, but I vibe out on them sometimes. He was just horny for heroin, whereas I'm horny for heroin. Honestly, fair. Samesies. Oh my god, that also reminds me of, it was before your time. First of all, rude. Second of all, most of the shit that I listened to was before my time. Third of all, have you guys heard, related but separately, there was someone who was running a, Dungeons and Dragons, like, module, and as an experiment, they, gender swapped everybody in this town that the heroes were coming up on, and which means that everybody in that town was a woman except for the like one unnamed husband, and the players could not be convinced that this wasn't some cult activity shit. And I think that's hilarious. Nine Inch Nails was your favorite for a long time? Valid. Yeah. Oh, and the bar server, yeah. That tracks. That tracks. It's just the shirtless himbo. God. We do love shirtless himbos in the server, though. But it's always wild to think about those things. When people complain about, like, quote-unquote diversity in their media and their video games, I just think about that one specific instance of, like, hey, isn't it so weird that this is so in one direction that when I flip it on its head, you are immediately suspicious of it? God. Have we gone? Speaking of, that's why I pulled up my Steam to try to check. Oh, that's right, the August one. We didn't get anything from the August newsletter. I'm still waiting for Slay the Spire 2, man. It'll happen. Someday. Slay the Spire 2 is my Silk song at this point. Oh my god, someone was in Beep's stream last night talking about how RuneScape 3 is woke liberal nonsense. First of all, I didn't even know there was a RuneScape 3. Second of all, good for RuneScape 3, exactly. RuneScape 3 was so... When was RuneScape released? Here I am talking about, by the way, happy 12-year anniversary to Final Fantasy XIV, because today is the day, DM. 1982? I don't know about that, but you might be right. RuneScape. Long-running, free-to-play MMORPG. God, originally a browser game built in Java. RuneScape released the 4th of January 2001. Which makes it... fuck. Like nearly 25 years old, huh? 25 years old this January? I was... How old was I? I was 4 when that game released. Nobody likes you when you're 23. RIP. My sibling was not born when this game was released. My younger sibling was -2 months. I yelled from the backyard, I forgot you closed the windows. I did. I'm sorry to do that to you, darling. My sibling is a pre 9/11 baby. Early 2001, but not January early. You were 12? You got to see 9/11 live in 8th grade? Jesus. That had to have been a time, huh? Same age in chat. How dare you claim to be 40? I'm not 40. Oh boy. Ooh, speaking of, let's switch this up a little bit, actually. take photos. Look at this little meme. Ooh. I love him. I got my notebook taken away in class when they were letting us watch the news for it because I kept drawing swords and boobs. Honestly, so valid though. Big 8th grade energy, yeah. Don't slash ban Wolfgrave. You can't slash ban them for telling the truth. Do it, you won't. Oh no. Ballsn't. What is happening? Only because the technology on mobile is too confusing for me, feeble mind. Confusing, I can't read today. I was looking at upcoming releases, and man, there's a lot to play. Strange Antiquities is coming out next month. Little Nightmares 3 the month after. And then potentially Hades 2 and Slay the Spire 2 before the end of this year. You got to use a line you've been saving for a long time in your last D&D game? Oh, you gotta tell me. You gotta tell me the line. I love a good line. A wizard is never late, nor ever are they early. I, however, should have been here days ago. A great line. 10 out of 10. Maggie, what happened? Did you go outside with my mom? Yeah. So actually Little Nightmares 3. We were discussing this earlier because I was talking, I could talk about that on stream actually, maybe. So I was watching the trailer for Reanimal. Which, do I not have that on my wish list? I should. I was watching not the trailer, the demo for Reanimal, which was being played by Gab Smolders and Jacksepticeye on Gab Smolders' channel, if you're interested. And if you don't know, Reanimal is the game that Tarsier Studios is making instead of... Oh, it's just coming soon, that's fine. Tarsier Studios is making Reanimal instead of Little Nightmares 3. Because, and I saw this quote in an interview that they did, that they didn't want to make Little Nightmares 3 because they were tired of making like the Little Nightmares series of games and they wanted to make something else. And they might have specifically mentioned story-wise. However, if you watch the trailer or view the demo footage, it is just Little Nightmares again. And I say that with all the love in my heart. I love the Little Nightmares franchise. But it is just, you're just a little guy running from a bunch of bigger guys. And it does seem to be like, I don't want to say grittier, but like more realistically dark, whereas Little Nightmares is kind of like cartoonishly dark. But it does seem strange that they stopped working on Little Nightmares to do this, which makes me wonder if it's like Capcom's fault that they didn't want to work on Little Nightmares anymore. They're with I think it's THQ Nordic right now or something, some other conglomeration. But it's wild. The Reanimal demo looked great. I was obsessed with it. Brittany's talking about the skin suit men. In the demo, there's two quote unquote enemies in the demo, and one of them is as Brittany refers to them as skin suit men. And it is just like they're just the worst. It is literally like if you took an old man. We keep saying he looks like Mr. Burns. It's like if you took like a realistic Mr. Burns and you scooped all of the insides out so that all that was left was like a fully intact human skin suit. So they don't have any like structure to them. They just kind of like flop around on surfaces. And there's a point in the demo, spoilers for the demo, where they're stationary for like half of the demo, and then you have to go like retrieve an item down a long hallway, and as you're running out of the hallway, one of them is like perched up on like a shelving unit, and it like slides down like a snake and starts slithering across the floor after you. The arms and legs do not move. It is unclear how these things are ambulatory, but it is clear that they are after you. And it's bad. It's bad to look at in like the best way. I told Bifo about it before I showed her the trailer, and it was still awful. It was still awful. And then the other big enemy is there's like just like a human man. In air quotes, his face is fucked up, and he doesn't have like proper control of all of his limbs, it seems. Human, yes. So when he's like bipedal, when he's just like being a dude, he like stumbles around and like his foot's kind of like backwards. He like limps places, but he can, unfortunately, go on all fours and crawl after you like a fucking spider. And it's bad. Also, bad to look at in a very good way. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by that game. I hope both Reanimal and Little Nightmares 3 are good. But I'm interested to see where they're going with the new property. And this is also that's right, because I learned that fucking that's right, because last time I was fucking around on Work in Progress Wednesday, I was looking at my releases and I found out that the dev team behind like Man of Medan and the Dark Pictures anthology are the ones that are doing Little Nightmares 3, and I'm not excited about that, actually. I still hope it's good, but I haven't liked anything that company put out since Until Dawn. Yes, there is a Neopets Tarot deck. I remember that. We do have that somewhere here in the house. It's wild times. Neopets is making a comeback. They got like new management or something, I think. And Bifo knows more about this than I do, but they also just had like a 20th anniversary, I think. Neopets are back in Pog form, man. Pogs was also before my time. I know exactly where it is. Do you want me to bring it to you? I don't know. Do we want to talk about the Neopets Tarot deck on stream? You can in fact info dump about Neopets? I know you can. Do you have the time to info dump about Neopets? You have the D&D tarot deck and you don't even read tarot? I have so many tarot decks and I don't even read tarot. I kind of want to learn, but I also just like the art's good on most of them. And also just like if you're into D&D, it makes sense to grab the deck. Oh my god. You know what we could talk about? My lovely girlfriend bought me this cool like deck of many things like special edition box set a little bit ago. And it's the most gorgeous deck with some of the coolest art I've ever seen, and it's fucking Dungeons and Dragons. I was so excited about it. It sounds like a great girlfriend who's cool and considerate. She sure is. She sure is. No, babe. Do not no emote him. Wolfgrave is correct. Anyways, highly recommend. I was worried it was going to be like a, his screen name sounds like Beefo. B-E-E-F-O. I mean, yeah. Did you get called out in Beeps' stream or something? For smelling like beef? Beefo like Steve-O? Yeah.
No, Wolfgrave was just like, every time Beef says Beefo, I hear it as Beefo. It made me laugh really hard.
Good. Beefo's like off-brand SpaghettiOs. Even more off-brand. I need to keep working on that 5e project. I want to play Dungeons and Dragons again so bad. Because that's what I need in my life. Among all of the other like real life shit and video games that I'm struggling to juggle with, I should also be planning and executing a Dungeons and Dragons session. What? Alright, we're good. We're good. What just happened? I was talking about playing Dungeons and Dragons, and my girlfriend yelled from the other room, "Let's play now." What I heard was, "Babe, help," and then she didn't respond to me when I called to her, so I had to go make sure, because she's got her headphones in, so she couldn't hear me. I had to make sure everything was good, and everything is good, but it gave me a fucking heart attack for a second. Anyways, we could play now. Do you want a session 0 on stream? I mean, session 0, assuming we're not just gonna be playing Ezram in like an actual Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I have so many books. I really need to start working on that. I've become really bad at scheduling out my time, and I do think I really need. I do think I am unfortunately a person who needs to stick to a schedule, but I am also unfortunately a person who, when confronted with like, I don't know, have you ever, and you might not have, and if you haven't, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm a person when, like, past me makes plans for future me, that future me is, never wants to execute on the plan, and I personally don't have any way to, like, stop that, because, you know, if it's like, I hate schedule, and if it's like your job, if it's like me going to a job, if there's like external repercussions, I can like make myself do it, but if it's just me, I know I'm a spineless bastard. And I can't hold myself to this shit. Wolfgrave had fun. Enjoy your concert. Make more memories than regrets. Anyways, it's one of the many reasons I suspect many non-diagnosed things about myself. But I suspect I have a cacophony of conditions that render me both in needing a schedule and also in like not ever wanting to stick to a schedule. Whether it's like planning out my day or simply like a sleep schedule. If I'm like, okay, because I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, if I'm in bed by 1 in the morning, which is giving me a lot of leeway, 1 in the morning, I could be up by 9 to start my day, right? And that's like ostensibly enough sleep for a human person. And then my brain's like, what if, consider, we could stay up till 6 in the morning playing Final Fantasy XIV instead. And it's like, and then when are you gonna sleep, brain? At 9 in the morning when you eventually pass out? Till stream time? Like, it's not it's not, I don't want to say not feasible. I want to say unproductive. And productivity isn't even like the full baseline, because it's trying to, you know, it's important to strike a work-life balance, right? Even when my work is as silly as this is at this point, ostensibly the other part of my work that I should be working on is my writing. And like getting my world building shit together. And I haven't written anything, y'all, in so long because I simply, like, first of all, do not have enough hours in the day, but also, like, it's like a, it's an anxiety perfectionism thing, I think, too. But, like, also, I do not have enough hours in the day. There's so many things I want to do that you just get stuck at some point. And I don't have anybody but me to really put that gun to my head. And I won't do it. I haven't done it. But I need to. I need to find a way to put that gun to my head that won't, like, that will make me do the thing that I want to do, but also won't fuck me up psychologically, is like the problem. And to not fuck myself up psychologically, I should probably stop referring to it as a gun to my head. But that's a separate issue. But I just, like, I don't know. How do neurotypical people do this shit? Neurotypical people will just do a thing. It's fascinating to me. Fascinating. So I don't know. What was I on about? Dungeons and Dragons, yes. Yeah. That's the thing, I feel like I need to start combining tasks. I need to start, but the problem is I should start, and by I say combining tasks, I mean, like, doing something sort of like watching TV while you're writing an essay. And, like, having enough, like, stimuli, I think, is part of it. But the problem becomes when I'm doing, like, creative writing stuff, I can't really be intaking too much, like, creative media, because otherwise it just becomes, like, me parroting the media that I'm watching onto the page. And that's not helpful. But maybe during my transcriptions, like, I can watch some stuff or something. I don't know. I have to kind of feel it out. Because it feels more... No, I was gonna make a metaphor, but the metaphor fell apart before it even came out of my mouth. But it feels like I struggle a lot with hilariously, like, I think I struggle a lot with, like, not having enough, like, stimuli in a day. I don't think I think of it as that, because I'm still, like, doing stuff, obviously. But most of what I'm doing is, like, doom scrolling. I think we need more, like, more productive stimuli. Start pomodoring everything. I do have a cute little, like, physical timer that I bought. We could run with that. But again, I don't know. My brain is so hesitant to, like, be on a schedule, so resistant to being on a schedule. I feel like I'm gonna have at least one breakdown about it, but I feel like if we can get past the breakdowns, it'll be better in the long run. And that's the part that's hard for people. When you talk about, like, having a fear of change, which I don't know if I would say that I have, but I probably have. When people talk about having a fear of change, people who don't have a fear of change think that's crazy. And like wonder what's wrong with you about it, because change is usually such a like a miraculous and overall like good thing. Because if you're fearing change in terms of like getting fired from your job, then like that's an understandable fear of change. But people fear change in getting a new job, in moving to a new house, in starting a new relationship, in getting a new roommate, in like anything, really. And that sort of fear of change is more rooted in like a crave for routine. And it doesn't feel like I have a routine right now, but the routine is just kind of a do what I want sort of situation. It has devolved into like it has devolved into being held hostage by my brain into like letting me do what I want. And I really need to like start nipping that in the bud, I think. That is a funny way of putting that, but I think it's accurate. And fear of change also goes into just like, oh well, it's less fear of change, but like some people have trouble transitioning from like a thing to another. And I might have that too, because I'm a person who definitely like games for 8 hours at a time to not like have to think about doing anything else. Like you focus so hard on the one thing, like you're focusing so hard on the one thing that you like forget a meal, or like ignore, you know, oops, it's suddenly dawn. Kind of nonsense. And I think that's a struggle of transition, which I also need to get better at. Computer, are you okay? Fans are kicking in, brother. It's Spirit City Lo-Fi session. You don't got kicking your fans for Spirit City Lo-Fi sessions. I'll add it to my 2 drinks that I already have. Ooh, you got me dinner. Thank you. I think I'm gonna do a little. And I'm gonna have you put this back, if you can. You're the best. Anyways, scheduling, right? I'm so excited. I'm definitely gonna have a couple of bites of this. Try not to chew directly into the microphone, but it's excellent. Thank you, darling. There's like onions in it? That's weird. It's like a beef and broccoli dish with rice, but it's also just got like diced white onion in it. God, let's try not to choke on stream again. Delicious. Okay. Gosh, I can't believe we're only halfway into stream. It's a slow work in progress stream when I, like, don't have things that I'm actively working on. Oh my gosh. I saw a video. That led me to this site. Did you guys know that there's a... It's called applerankings.com. And it ranks, as far as I understand, every apple variety in existence. It's a long list. And they all have their own, like, reviews. There's, like, top apples, average, bad apples, and then at the very bottom, of this list is Apple Hell, which only has one entry, and I would like to read this entry to you. The apple variety is called Newtown Pippin apples. And they all have like a subtitle beneath them. And Newtown Pippin Apple's subtitle is Long Island's Sand-Filled Condom. It's ranked, it's a scale of like 0 to 100 on this website. It's ranked a 19 with the subtitle Vomitous Filth. It's sort of like a mostly yellow apple in the picture. And I would like to read the description, the review for you today. This sand-filled condom from Long Island was choked down in the 1750s by the likes of Thomas Jefferson at Monticello, George Washington at Mount Vernon, and Benjamin Franklin as he declared it his favorite apple. Perhaps the Newtown Pippin was once a great apple whose quality degraded over the centuries, like the crumbling democracy the founding fathers established. Or perhaps, after decades of eating pigeon pie and squirrel meat, these wooden-toothed slave owners' taste buds are not to be trusted. Either way, in today's world, aside from being excellent for apple cider production, the Newtown Pippin is a tasteless hunk of malformed donkey shit that should have been abolished during the reign of King George III. And this is the kind of drama that I live for. Don't die over there. I love, like, I need a more succinct word for this. Drama that not only doesn't involve me, is so, like, not in my field that it, like, nearly doesn't matter. Like, fringeless drama. Like, does it matter that this apple from the 1750s is the worst ever? No, but I'd love to, I'm definitely gonna go through and, like, read some of these. Probably not now, but I just want you to know. If you're a weirdo like me who loves fringeless drama, applerankings.com. And if you're curious, I'll give you the top 5. With a 97, the top apple on this website right now is the Sweet Tango apple, subtitled The Holy Grail. Second in line is Honeycrisp apples, subtitled The World's Favorite. Third place is Kanzi Apple, Kanzi, subtitled The European Party Apple. Fourth place is Envy Apples, subtitled The Guilty Pleasure. And fifth place is Pink Lady, a fiery troublemaker. And Pink Lady has an 86. Completely detached drama. Yeah. Love shit like that. Oh, I love those bits that people do. If you follow, you've probably seen them before on like social media. People on social media who make skits about a specific profession. I tend to follow a lot of like, well, I don't follow them, they show up on my For You page. A lot of like baristas and like medical practitioners, doctors and nurses and stuff. Will often do a bit where they're like assisting somebody and they were like they're like, what can I get for you? Would you like anything to drink? And the person's like, I would love some tea, please. And they were like, sometimes they'll be like, all right, would you like a black or a green tea? And they're like, no, I'm looking for something else. And then the practitioner or whatever like looks to the left, looks to the right, and then like leans in close and it's like says some drama, like the traveling nurse is fucking the head of the OR or something. It's always such a funny bit to me. Here goes your phone again. It's okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Also, yeah, your Pink Lady apples are number 5 of all apples. That's exciting. Awesome. I think it's like a teriyaki, but it's not very flavorful. Sesame teriyaki, yeah. Oh, fair. That's okay. I don't usually dip my wontons in anything anyways. I'm not much of a sauce guy. Which is hilarious, because my girlfriend is very much a sauce girl. I'll do like, you know, I'm not an animal. If you get a hot dog, you can have some ketchup or mustard on there. If you get a burger, ketchup, mustard, mayo, whatever you want on it. But if I'm like, I guess I'm not much of a dipper. Is that my problem? I don't really dip my nuggets into anything. I don't dip my wontons. I feel like that's even weirder. But I don't know. More dip for you, that's exactly right. The sacrifices I make. Okay. Oh, he's got little pops on the inside? Shut up. He do! Oh my god. We've got a little dog chip clip thingy that looks like a scrungus. And he's got back paws that I've seen because you can see him from the outside. But the little inside part that has like the grippy bits for clipping the chips also has little paws. My god. I love him. He's going on my shirt. Beautiful. Oh yeah! Now that I'm scrolling Tumblr for inspiration, as I usually do when I'm working on a work in progress. You guys, did you guys hear about the radioactive shrimp at Walmart? The potentially radioactive shrimp from Walmart? If you haven't, reportedly, and I want to preface this by saying, I don't remember if this stuff even made it to the States, or if it got detected before, the shipment got here. So we don't know if it's any of the shrimp on the shelves, but I think a recall was proposed for like a great value shrimp brand. Reportedly was contaminated, had traces of cesium? Cesium? I'm gonna have to look it up now. Radioactive shrimp recall. Yes. Jacksonville company issues recall of frozen shrimp sold at Walmart due to possible radioactive contamination. Yes, it's the Great Value brand. Limited quantity recall. Due to the product's possible exposure to cesium-137. Which I have questions about. I have many questions about. How? Why? Yeah, what is cesium-137? Article, tell me about it. This is ABC, I believe, that I'm getting this info from. Oh yeah, it's just radioactivity. So, long-term effect of repeated low exposure to cesium-137 is an elevated risk of cancer resulting from damage to DNA within living cells of the body. But it does say that the level detected in this shrimp is below the FDA's, like, it's described as a derived intervention level. So at the intervention level, it's a hazard, but at the levels reported, it's probably not hazardous. But it's not something you want to eat anyway, so they recalled it. Why are your shrimp radioactive, though? Is this like a... When was the last time we had a nuclear disaster? Because this feels like an iceberg tip of like, we're gonna find out something's been leaching into the groundwater or into the ocean at some point. Shrimp Rave got too crazy. Oh yeah, I'm doing cesium at the Shrimp Rave. Oh, by the way, babe, I found a new niche Tumblr that you should probably follow. I know you're not really on Tumblr anymore, but I know you have been. Someone made a Tumblr called Where is the Sam Standee? Where on an episode of Game Changer, they had these cardboard cutouts of Sam Reich that they had to take to, quote, the most remote place possible. So now someone has made a Tumblr page where they take requests on where to find the Sam Standee. It's very silly. I love a fun little niche blog like that. Should we move our guys, by the way? I think we might. The Secret Game Changer episode was amazing, by the way. Hell yeah. I'm glad. I haven't watched it, but I did see that it was released, and it was not a subtle secret, which I think is the funniest part. But if you're not a person who's like into ARGs like I am, it probably caught a good amount of people by surprise, you know? They were hinting to it pretty heavily on their socials. But it's cool. It's always fun when a brand tries like the ARG stuff, doing sneaky shit. Sneaky shit in a fun way and less sneaky shit in a radioactive shrimp way. Let's change our guy again. Back to the interior. A little sippy. Oh, he has a different glass. I thought he would be taken from this glass. Oh, we did writing earlier, didn't we? You could just look out the window, which I think is a vibe. And our little guy's sleepy. Oh, sleepy man. Yes, hello. I am the sleepy man. The sleepy man. Do you ever also? I'm thinking about the discussion I had moments ago about schedules. Is it? Oh God, I think it might be. I sometimes worry if I have too strict of a schedule, it becomes like inconvenient for other people. Like in a sort of to make this less sad, in terms of like, think about when you eat dinner. What time of the day are you the type of person to eat dinner at? And if you're a person who eats, you know, scheduled meals at scheduled times, it could be realistically anywhere from between 4 to 8 p.m. So if I, for instance, I'm usually closer to an 8 p.m. guy because I usually wake up pretty late. If I'm an 8 p.m. guy and I go home to visit my family over, you know, Christmas, and they're 4 p.m. people, what do we do in that instance? Do they insist that I adhere to their schedule? Do I insist that you adhere to my schedule? Do we meet in the middle at 6? And then again, if you're already a person who struggles with change and transition, you're not gonna want to be the person to change from your regularly scheduled dinner. And some people will fight about it. I'm not the person to fight about it. But if I had a more, you know, firm opinion on schedules, I might be. It's wild to think about. Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf that can change on demand? I'm reading my Tumblr again. And the only real answer is werewolf. Like listen to me. Personal preferences aside, vampires have so many weaknesses and downsides. So many weaknesses and downsides. So many. And with this question, you take away the one werewolf downside, which is forcing to change on the full moon. It's gotta be werewolf, dude. Werewolves... None of them have a very cohesive, like, history to them. I've done a lot of research, watched a lot of video essays, because it is an interest of mine. We love werewolves and vampires here equally, but usually when I write werewolves and vampires, it has to be in a very specific way, because if you just take them all at face value, vampires have so many awful weaknesses, so many stupid weaknesses propounded by history. Video essays, yes. In air quotes and in reality. With and without air quotes. Vampires have so many stupid weaknesses. And most vampire media doesn't use them all. Because if they did, they'd be stupid weak. Not being able to go out in the sun, not being able to cross or enter running water, having to sleep in a coffin sucks, having to be invited into, it's usually described as being invited into a home. Some people interpret it as being invited into any establishment. There's a lot of jokes that I see being like, Walmart is the only place vampires can shop because they have the greeters and they have to be invited in. Which I don't think is how it works mythologically, but it's shaky. Weaknesses to the Christian holy symbol in this day and age, holy water, silver, and garlic. In this day and age, you kill me. If I can't eat garlic bread anymore, just kill me. Truly. And what do werewolves have? Werewolves are also weak to silver. And like regular poisons like wolfsbane. Hey, bud. Humans are also weak to wolfsbane. So sure. And sometimes when there's varied descriptions, sometimes when they transform, especially if it's a forced transformation under the full moon, they kind of like lose their mind and go feral about it. That's so much less of a problem. That's so much less of a problem than vampires? God. Vampires also have, they were talking about arrhythmania. I forget what it's actually called, but old vampire mythology, vampire legend, says that you could distract them by throwing a bag of grain or anything that contains a bunch of little tiny granules in front of the vampire because they are compelled to count it. Which is why the Count from Sesame Street is the most accurate vampire in existence. But it's also hilarious. That's a hilarious weakness to give your fucking vampires. Werewolves all the way, baby. Now I gotta look it up. I was close. Arrhythmomania. Arithmomania. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oh my goodness! Mikey, what you doing? Mikey, what's happening? Are you mad because you can't have any of the food? This food is not for smart. What about this? Looks like you. You know that? It's got two eyes though. No, Mikey, no! Mikey, you can't have that.
No.
No!
No.
I dropped it. Here. If I do this. There she goes. She's crazy. She's a crazy sponge. Oh my goodness. Stairs. You gonna give me the ball? Nope. You're gonna roll it under your mother's desk. Crazy person. Stink. Oh goodness. Man. Hey. If you want me to throw the ball, you gotta give it to me. Yeah. Give me the ball. Right here. I'm gonna get it. Go get your ball. Do you want to be an air jelly? Yeah. Mikey, how do you feel about the werewolf versus vampire debate? Would you want to be a werewolf? Or, since you're already a dog, would you rather be a vampire? Would you be a vampire dog or a vampire person? No. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You spoken his friend. Spoken. He's so silly. What? Go get your ball. It's under the desk. Nope. That's not the direction that your ball is in. Alright. Sure. Sure, dog. What? Crazy? Yeah. By the way, I don't know why I keep saying by the way when it's my stream. I saw someone, and this is a symptom of a broader problem, and I know that. And it could not be a problem if this person knew what they were doing. But I saw someone on my dash the other day who got a Binding of Isaac tattoo. And if you don't know, the Binding of Isaac is an excellent roguelike, but has a lot of motifs of, like, religious trauma is what I'm gonna say. There's a lot of, you know, you can make deals with the devil and deals with the angel. There's a lot of symbols being thrown around. One of which, one of the very popular, one of the most powerful items in the game is called brimstone. And it's symbolized in the game by the alchemical symbol for brimstone, which is usually considered, it's also considered a symbol for something else, I'm pretty sure. But it is usually considered satanic, obviously, because fire and brimstone is very, like, hell, you know? So, the person who got this Binding of Isaac tattoo just got the symbol for brimstone on, like, their forearm. And I'm like, boy, first of all, I hope you have some job security. Second of all, I really hope you know what you're doing. You know? Actually, yeah, what symbol is it? I got 4 drinks now! Hell yeah. It's the Leviathan cross, yeah. Which is different. You've probably seen it before. It's like a cross and then like a plus sign beneath that cross, kind of attached, and then like an infinity symbol on the bottom. You might have seen it before. You might not have. If you're not a weirdo who is into Christian mythology in a real or a casual sense, you probably haven't seen it before, but one of these days I'm gonna get in trouble for referring to Christianity as Christian mythology on the stream, and it's gonna be so funny. But yeah, like the Leviathan cross is deeply rooted in Christian mythology. and also deeply rooted in portrayals of Satanism. So I just wonder if some people know what they're doing. Like when people get tattoos in a different language that they don't speak, and they're like, this means harmony and charity, and really it means like soup wonton or something. You've definitely seen that bit before. I'm pretty sure it's been done on a sitcom or two. Nope. You okay? Yeah. No worries, darling. I hope you feel better. Let me know. I've only got like 45 minutes to stream. Let me know if there's something I can do for you after stream. I appreciate your lurk either way. We appreciate all lurkers here in this chat. Even if you're not in the chat, here on this channel. Mikey. I'm gonna make sure she's not being an asshole. Hold on. Alright. We're good. Everybody's settled. Oh no, what's happening here? More drama? Wild. Wild to be gatekeeping yourself. Kinktober on my dash again? I'm really considering doing it. I'm really considering doing the Kinktober. Ugh. But I'd have to... God, okay. While I'm here, I have to... I gotta say these things out loud so that maybe they'll stick in my brain. I need to compile a list. A Christmas list. Before the weekend's over. Because I promised it would be done by the end of August. We have to compile the Christmas list. I want to do, if I'm going to do Kinktober, I have to get at least half of the prompts done in September. Because that's how people do it. Can I tell you, and this is, this is also something symptomatic of something undiagnosed, and I know that, so you don't have to tell me in the comments. But until maybe a year or two ago, I believed that when people do these like month-long prompt lists, like an Inktober, or some people will celebrate like Mermaid and do a lot of art about like mermaid characters and so on and so forth. I thought you motherfuckers were being honest with me and doing a drawing a day, or a piece a day, or a fic a day. And they're not. The prompt list is released early so that you can do all the shit beforehand, and then you just release them on a daily basis in the month according to the prompts. Like, I know the point is like social media traction, obviously. I know now the point is social media traction. But at the time, I just like, when I was a kid, like what would be the point if you're not like doing it every day? It still seems a little silly to me, but I understand it now. So if we want to do Kinktober, we gotta do at least half of these fucking prompts in September. Cause boy, do I already don't write. I haven't legitimately written anything other than just kind of like a word vomit stream of consciousness on a page in months, probably. And the way I want to get back into writing is by doing a month-long prompt list. That's gonna take me 2 months to finish. It's not impossible. It is gonna be potentially a thing. This is one of those things. Just one of those days. Just gonna be really funny if I get diagnosed with something like way down the line, and like you can go through all of the old videos and pick up clips where I'm like, I don't know if this is me, but maybe I am the weirdo. Goodness. Also, while we're here, while we're winding down the stream a little bit, I do know that I missed streaming yesterday, and it's because my sleep schedule's fucked up, as will not surprise you. We'll be streaming Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow, probably, unless I'm even more fucked up, but probably tomorrow. I try to, you know. Sometimes I wonder if streaming 5 days a week is truly sustainable. So that schedule might change at some point in the future. For now, 5 days a week is fine, as long as I let myself, like, some days I just like don't have it in me, and I think that's fine. Regardless of how much I may or may not beat myself up about it. But, you know, some days I'm just not here. And we'll just have to live with that. But tomorrow and Friday, we should be good. Should be good to go. Stream more Final Fantasy 14. And I think the video turned out pretty okay, honestly. I was worried about some like technical difficulties. But it seemed for the most part okay. I didn't watch all of it, obviously, because it was like 4 hours. But it seemed okay. I was worried about the quality because my computer was running a lot of things at once at that point, and the preview was lagging again the way that it does sometimes. But it looks okay. And it sounds okay, which is great. But yeah, we're Final Fantasy tomorrow. I've been playing a lot on my off time, trying to get make use of this free time while I have it before I have to start paying a subscription. And it's been good. I don't know. I skip a lot of the dialogue though. Mostly in like side quests. In like main story quests, I think I'm less likely to skip the dialogue. But side quests, first of all, I am a pretty fast like reader. So I am able to skim like half of the paragraph usually before my finger instinctively clicks next. But it feels kind of weird because it's not that I'm not interested in the story. It's just that I simply think that like while I'm playing these MMOs, while I'm like stuck in the feedback loop of like the, you know, dopamine number go up kind of stuff, my brain simply has no time for reading text on screen. Like really, I really think that's it. I simply cannot like sit there and make myself go through all of the dialogue. Because it is a lot. And kudos to the team. It's a lot of dialogue. And a lot of mostly pretty good dialogue. But a lot of it's kind of nothing. Especially the side quests. Side quests that aren't even like your like one-off side quests that aren't related to your class are pretty much nothing. And they can be cute, or they can be serious, or they can be, you know, they have their own merit. But in terms of grand scheme of things, when we get to even later in A Realm Reborn, and I'm fighting gods for the plot, you're not gonna remember the guy who wanted me to go kill 6 star marmots for their blood in like the first episode. You're not. It's not gonna matter. And not really. So I'm a chronic skipper sometimes, but you know, I'm still having fun with the game. So I think I'm allowed. I'm a firm believer. I used to be a person who kind of like got up in arms about how people played video games to TM in terms of like mods and how you interact with the story, because I do think it's important to some extent interact with the game with how it's intended, you know? But like really in this day and age at this point in time, I like, if you're paying money for it, do what you want with it, really. I simply, like, first of all, I am simply a person. And a person, it cannot, not even 100 people really, can like force you to do this thing a way that you wouldn't do it otherwise. You know? That just seems silly. If you want to buy Stardew Valley and you want to ignore 90% of the core theming and go the JoJo Mart route, I can't stop you. I can hope that you will realize your mistake and your wrongs and delete the file and start over. But I can't stop you, you know? That's what you want to do with it. And a lot of people get mad about mods and stuff. Like, Concerned Ape himself, I think, has voiced before that he doesn't like that there's, like, not safe for work mods of the game. And it's like, first of all, there's only so much you can do about that sort of problem. And second of all, like why? Why do you care? Why does it matter? Why does it matter that people, cause it's not that he's spoken out about like not safe for work fan art or fan fiction or like any of that. It's specifically about mods, which I think is a little silly, cause there's worse in the fan fiction. I can guarantee you that. But second of all, just like you know, I don't get hung up about that sort of thing, and I'm trying to get like even less hung up about that sort of thing as someone who is like wanting to produce content to be consumed by other people at some point. You know, I'm a writer, and I sometimes have conversations with myself. I struggle, you know, being like about whether or not even whether or not my interpretation is the correct one, because obviously to some extent, if I am the writer, my interpretation of the written thing is correct. But similar to that Trent Reznor situation we talked about earlier, it's a song about self-hatred and obsession, sure, but it's also horny as hell. And that's also a valid interpretation of the work. And I don't think you can completely dismiss the author's initial intent and interpretation, or the creator's initial intent and interpretation. But I do think we're allowed to think it's horny. And I think that's a valid interpretation of the piece. I've said it before. I've got some bastards. I've got some bastards in these stories. Alright? And I have lain awake at night thinking of the discourse. Of the, like... First of all, there's a large sect of people on the internet right now who think that you, as a writer, that writers believe in everything they write about, that they support anything they write about, even if it's, especially if it's like sensitive topics in terms of like sexual assault and abuse and whatever. And for some reason people have gotten it in their head that like if you write about these topics in any light that you are a person who is like a rape apologist. And it's like, what? Like, no. Like, first of all, usually you just gotta like actually read the text, and most people are not in support of that sort of thing. And like, second of all, like, people write about like murder and stuff all the time. Do you think all of the fucking murder mystery writers are out here like committing their own crimes and then writing about them? That's some comedy movie shit, dude. Absolutely does not happen. Absolutely does not. We live in the real world where fiction is fiction, and you gotta kind of chill with it sometimes, I think. I see this discourse on my dash every once in a while, and I'm nearly 29, and I've simply become too old for this shit. You know what I mean? I think it's very much like a young person issue of, I don't even want to call it an issue of morality, but it's an issue of like pushing morality onto other people, or like assuming other people's morality when in fact we're just playing in the space a little bit, you know? I don't know. It's weird to think about sometimes. Because you truly cannot conceptualize how anything of yours is going to be received. You can have an idea. You can have an idea of who the audience is going to be. You can have an idea of maybe how popular it's going to be. Whether or not how much you like it is probably going to be, you know, directly correlated to how popular you wish it's going to be. But sometimes, you know, you can acknowledge that you have a niche to fill and that it's maybe not going to be the next big blockbuster New York Times bestseller kind of shit. But even like a layer deeper than that is I like to think of, because I've lived in this space for so long, I like to think of like what the internet's gonna think about. What is the internet gonna grab onto? You know? When you make shit like this. And I truly it changes by the day, I think. Cause that's the internet. It changes by the day. But you can't get too hung up about that sort of thing, you know? You can and should, in fact, create what you want to create, how you want to create it. I think there is some merit to maybe down the line, in an editing process, perhaps, trying to figure out who this is for, and if we figure out who it's for, what edits can we do to make it more suitable for like who we want to make this for. But I don't think you as a person should be like, I want to make a young adult novel for 12 to 18-year-old girls in a sort of like dystopian neo-future of like, you can put too many buzzwords in it if that's what interests you, but I don't think you should force yourself to adhere to such a small box. You gotta go big and then find a box that your big thing fits in later, I think. Because it's already hard enough getting anything done creatively. I am a creative person. I'm a creative writer. I am a somewhat of an artist, you could say. Getting from point A to point B of like starting to finished product is already so hard to do. You simply cannot force yourself to be limited in more ways. You know what I mean? It's just not, it's not good for you, it's not good for your creative drive, and it's ultimately going to create a worse product. You've seen it. You've seen all these movies that are just fucking, that are soulless cash grabs, that are sequels to beloved properties that are devoid of all of the spirit of the initial property. I'm looking at you, Lilo and Stitch live action remake. You've seen it. You know what it looks and feels like to be directly catered to. And everything that has ever been popular has been the result of somebody or a team of somebody's passions for something. And not because we just like checked all of the boxes. You know what I mean? That's truly... That's some shit. I gotta like hang that on the wall above my computer, I think. Cause I get so hung up about people liking me. Honestly, it all boils down to like being apologetic for your artwork in the hopes that people will absolve you for it, and you can't. You can't do that to yourself. You simply have to make things for you and then find people that will like them too. You know? I firmly believe there's an audience for pretty much everything out there. Somebody is gonna like the thing that you're doing. You just gotta keep doing it. And that's why I'm here. We just gotta keep doing it. You know? I always come up with my most poetic bullshit. My most poetic self-actualization bullshit on work in progress Wednesdays when I have nothing else to work on. I should be working on stuff. As discussed, I have things to work on. But I get too in my head about it. And instead, talk about this shit for an hour. But I'm having fun. As long as you guys are having fun, then we're good. What? Oh yeah, absolutely. This isn't discourse, but someone on my dash is like, let's put Scooby and the gang in a genuine horror movie situation, and I want to see what the freaks are truly capable of. And honestly, it would be a good bit. And as the comments say, they do well in Saw. Fucking nothing would stop those nerds. Have you guys heard? Okay. This is a wild thing to talk about in the last like 20 minutes of stream, but I do wonder how many people know about like the Divergent Scooby-Doo timeline. I'm sure some people know about it because there was like a film theory made about it, but the theory is that there is a Scooby-Doo timeline where ghosts and stuff are not real, and it's always a guy in a suit, and it's a more comedic spin. It's always silly talking dog sort of shenanigans. And then there's a timeline where ghosts and aliens and demons and stuff are real, that they have to like still bust, and like Scooby's an alien in that timeline, I think, if I remember correctly. And the divergent point of the timeline, if I'm remembering correctly, is the spin-off series that Scooby-Doo did with hit TV show Supernatural. If you've never seen that 2D animated Supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover, first of all, it's fucking hilarious. You've got to see it. There's a gif that goes around every once in a while of like something happened and the gang's going through all their catchphrases. And you know, the zoinks jinkies. And at the end, Dean just goes, fuck. Or like damn it, or some shit. Oh, first of all, it's so good. Second of all, wild to me that Supernatural corrupts just about everything it fucking touches. Oh my god. What a truly once in a lifetime kind of fucking franchise derogatory, honestly. And I say that, I enjoyed Supernatural for the bit that I watched, but you have to understand the bit that I watched was like the first 2 seasons. 2 seasons out of 15. But yeah, there is quote unquote canonically 2 different types of like Scooby-Doo timelines and Scooby-Doo stories that you see. That's why sometimes the bad guy is a guy in a mask, and sometimes the bad guy is like an actual bad guy, you know? Not just like a billionaire landowner. And it's because of Supernatural. And there's your fun fact for the day. Other than all the other fun facts that I gave you earlier about like cesium shrimp and shit. It's wild time. game's so cute. I'm definitely gonna like leave it on for a little while after stream to try to get all of the new spirits. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited just having like lo-fi in the background. Ooh, I don't think I could try to have it running while I'm playing Overwatch 2 later, but honestly, I don't know if my computer would agree to that. So we might just have to vibe check for a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. What the fuck? YouTube privacy class action settlement 2025. Class action claims Google LLC and YouTube LLC collected personal data about children under 13 without parental consent when kids watch child-directed content on YouTube. What does that even mean, though? The settlement notice explains that when children watch cartoons, nursery rhymes, and other child-directed content on YouTube, Google allegedly collected personal data and used it for advertising. So, like, first of all, as a child who was raised by YouTube, like, I would hesitate to let my children watch YouTube unless it was like a specific thing I wanted them to watch. And I certainly would not let them watch YouTube with ads. Cause what other targeted advertisement are you doing to these children if it's not like just through YouTube again? First of all, like fuck advertising. Second of all, like, that's a wild lawsuit. And I'm gonna hope it's not for anything that Google's worth, really, but I worry that sort of shit is gonna come back on creators in some way. Like, it's already, I am a person who firmly does not make content for children. If you are a child watching this content, you better not say so, because legally you are not here. I'm a person who does not make content for children. I cannot imagine the kind of hellscape you have to go through to make content for children. In this day and age, content for children used to be like so easy to make. It's so easy to like formulate like children's programming, but people get so up their own ass about like the shit their kids interact with, and it's because they don't want to be the ones watching the shit that their kids interact with. If you keep an eye on the things that your children does, the things that your child does, the things that your children do, I won't have to keep an eye on my own ass when your kid inevitably does something stupid. Like, I don't know why it's my problem. I've had conversations with people about this before. And I think it's really, people are of two minds about it, and it's really funny because people, it tends to be, unsurprisingly, people who do not have kids, who are like, yeah, the parents should be keeping an eye on what the media their children consume, and then people who do have kids are like, I don't have time for that. It should be the corporations that keep an eye on the things that my children consume. And that simply will never work, because there is no like one size fits all way for children to consume media. I was reading at like a 12th grade reading level in fucking elementary school, dude. I could have read a lot of young adult novels that were not meant for me, but were probably not really gonna do me a whole lot of harm. It's a twofold problem. It's parents being responsible enough to like keep track of what their children are doing, and kids being responsible enough, kids feeling safe enough to go to their parents if they read or watch something that they find troubling, and you have a discussion about it, or you go to therapy. But because of how this country is structured and because of how fucking no one can do any of that, like, I know it's time consuming, but like, give your kids DVDs to watch, for all I care. I don't think you should be on the internet until at least middle school. at least truly, not until middle school, because that's when I got on the internet for real. But not to get all old man about it. All these kids nowadays who have access to like iPads and stuff from like a really, really early age, I do genuinely worry about. In terms of like privacy and getting groomed, yes, but also like just quality of life. It's going to be a whole generation of people who they're gonna have very specific problems that stem from having a dopamine generator since you were old enough to hold the dopamine generator. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a bigger conversation, but it's on my mind recently with all the shit going around. And I think about sometimes what I would do if I had kids. And I do think truly, I didn't have a cell phone. I got a flip phone in middle school. I didn't have a smartphone until high school, and I wasn't allowed on the internet until middle school. But that was only because my dad is a computer guy, so we just had internet access in the house, and it was not a huge deal. But it's like a bigger deal now. I heard someone mention, because like kids don't have space on the internet that's specifically for them anymore, so now everything on the internet has to be child safe because they could be anywhere. And I think we need more load-bearing children's spaces on the internet. Shit like Neopets and Club Penguin, Toontown, shit like even like websites of like big media companies with like the Flash games and stuff, like the Cartoon Network and Disney.com like Flash games. I used to eat that shit up as a kid. Single player experience Flash games are where it's at. And then your kid won't get groomed on Roblox. Like, I'm not here to make light of it, because it's a fucked up thing that's happening over on Roblox. But also, it's a completely preventable thing that's happening over on Roblox if you stop letting toddlers on the platform. Gosh. shouldn't end on such a serious note. I need to find another fun fact. Yeah. I thought about this sort of shit before I became a content creator. Partially because I've always wanted to be a content creator, but also because I find it fascinating. Like, the way people interact with the world and the way people interact with each other in general. Think about playing some more horror games for the channel. More spooky stuff. But I don't know. I don't know how well I'd do with it. But it is soon to be the start of spooky season. So I think we might. We'll have to balance. So if we do Work in Progress Wednesdays, Final Fantasy Fridays, that leaves 3 days the rest of the week to do other nonsense. If we make even one of them a spooky day, maybe we'll make like Thursday spooky playthrough day. Because I have a lot. I really want to do something for the upcoming spooky season. I wanted to do something for the upcoming spooky season at the beginning of August, but it simply did not work out. But I think September and October might be it. I might do some spooky, a little bit of spook. I think it'd be fun. I love horror games. I'm kind of bad at playing horror games, but I do really enjoy horror as a genre. And I think it might be easier to stream because there will be people here to enjoy the games with me. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. One or 2 days. We're either gonna make the first 2 days of the week spooky, or we're gonna take that Thursday. Maybe we'll start with a Thursday. I'm overthinking things, of course, but I don't know how much of the week I want to make spooky. And just in case, because some people aren't into spooky games, so I want to keep a balance. So I think I would only do a max of 2 days spooky a week. We'll see. There's a couple of things I've been eyeballing. A couple of playthroughs I'd like to do, and especially if we're already going to do Little Nightmares in October. May as well get something started, right? That's going to be about it for me this evening, my friends. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on another Work in Progress Wednesday. Make sure you come back, like I said, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, we're going to be playing more Final Fantasy 14. If you would like to join me, 5 p.m. Eastern, both of those days. If you're not into Final Fantasy 14, I fully understand. We appreciate the vibes anyways, but if you're looking for something else, I will be doing something else as soon as Monday on, God, is that Labor Day? Whichever. Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern as well. We'll be playing something else. It might be a spooky game. It might not be. You'll have to drop by and find out. But until then, I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I will see you guys next time.